It just cut out for a hot second. Yeah, you just get the crappy internet over here. Nothing you can do about that. I've got a Mac, baby. We're on Macs. All right, let's get this thing open to some questions and go into this. Dun, dun, dun. Justin Rotman says, how much capital do you trade with on a daily basis to make the amount you do? Justin, at our hedge fund, we don't have necessarily capital. It's just buying power. Everybody's allocated a certain amount of buying power. So for the most part, I can use less than 100,000 in buying power to generate the profits that I do. And I'll have months where I make 40, 50 grand and some months where I make 20. I'll never lose. My max loss per day is $2,000. Cameron, how much money you keep in your account? Well, that you actually trade with. You've been collecting money in your account.
I traded. My account's about $280,000 right now, but I probably only use about $100,000, and I'm trying to buy a home right now, so part of that's going towards a down payment if I get approved on that. But my position size is usually about $10,000 to $30,000 per position. But sometimes, like when I shorted Dust the other day, I put down 2,000 shares, so that's $220,000 position. So I have buying power. I have about $1.1 million in buying power. So when I trade larger cap stocks, I've been putting in 1,000 to 2,000 shares in those trades. But if I trade a typical Fous 4 pattern, which are stocks that are about under $10, I usually go in with about $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000 per position.
Yep. And Justin, your second question: what time frame do you use for charting to find the breakout or breakdown? I use 5-minute charts. Cam over here uses 1 minute.
No.
He uses the one. I find that I overtrade with 1 minute charts, and then I'm just gonna end up like Cameron. Just
spin cycling over
in the spin cycle over there. 1 minute charts are worthwhile, but I do believe that I do believe that it just depends on the person. I'm an overtrader, and so when I use 1 minute charts, I see too many patterns, and so all of the sudden I'm just in like every single stock possible. Man, I've been bit by so many bugs you guys would not even believe. I've like literally itched myself to like these craters in my feet. I mean, we were Santa Teresa, Costa Rica is like the real freaking jungle over there. It's cray, but it is a magical place, except for the bugs. And you didn't really see any bugs. That's what's really creepy.
They just creep up. Next thing you know, you get a bunch of bug bites.
Yeah, they just creep up on you. I didn't actually see that many bugs. Like here in Michigan, you see mosquitoes flying around everywhere, but I didn't see any in Costa Rica. They just happen to just come at you. It's kind of just a little bullshit. Dun, 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 dun. Do you trade binary options? I don't. I'm not actually familiar with binary options, Mr. Tyrell. Young Moolah, baby. Do you guys have a tough time adapting to changing market environments? It takes me at least a week to recognize and adapt. I would say probably takes me about a week too. I mean, nobody can predict the market changing or the environment changing till after it happens. I don't know about you, Cam. Does it take you a little bit when the market changes?
You definitely get a feel for different situations. I kind of just follow short-term trends. I use a 13 EMA on the daily chart for the Dow. If we're trending below it, I'm much more tight with my stops. I take much more bigger scalps. If we're trending above the 13 EMA on the daily chart for the Dow, I'm much more confident in my swings because we're in obviously a more bullish trend. So your overnight swings are more likely to go up.
So that's really interesting because the Dow has 30 stocks and nobody ever trades. And we've got a notorious small cap trader that's following the Dow for
10 years I've been following
for his visionary moves of the market. But so what Cam's saying is essentially he's got a line in the sand. He uses the 13 EMA on the Dow, and you could probably use it on the S&P or Russell or whatever, depending on your style. So he's saying essentially that when you're above that, you're in a bullish market thrust essentially, and so you can have more risk on the table. When you're below, for his style, he takes risk off the table. I personally, like, I like to look at the S&P, and I give it a little bit, you know, I give it a little bit more room. And so I use the 50-day moving average on the S&P. So, you know, when the market is above or below that, you know, you typically will have bullish thrust or, you know, more bearish thrust. And so I will move out my risk accordingly. You know, maybe I'll cut my position size in half, you know, if we're kind of changing into the market environment. This time. Are you monitoring the chat room while giving this webinar? Nope.
No, sir.
Ryan, hey guys, I'm new to trading. I'm in high school. I want to start trading penny stocks. What do you recommend I do to start learning? I have a minimum budget, probably around $1,000. Cameron is the master of these type of that type of stock. So you know, check out fousalerts.com, and you know, he's got his guy Robert over there. He'll walk you through really any help you need and stuff like that. And by the way, congrats. That's awesome that you're starting in high school. That's impressive. I mean, it's cool. I mean, that's awesome. I love when young kids start. I find the young people, man, they pick up trading just way faster than us oldies.
They got nothing to lose.
They got nothing to lose, but they're just, I feel like their brains are a little bit more, they're more flexible. They do make more emotional errors, but I find that, you know, once you're in your 40s and 50s and you're trying to get into this, and if your life has beaten you down so much that you have a lot of baggage, essentially, right? Because you've tried a lot of doors that haven't opened for you, and so you got a little bit of resentment, or you're a little bit more desperate. And that can be corralled into a powerful situation because you're more motivated to make changes and to learn. But if you let the fear overtake you because you're thinking this is your last shot or something like that, that can paralyze you. So, you know, the experience is a good thing, and it can be a bad thing, where a young money is dumb money, and sometimes ignorance is bliss in trading. So, you know, it can really work out in your favor. So good stuff, man, Ryan. And, you know, send me an email if you ever want to chat too. And just, you know, I think once Big Roberto gets started here, maybe he'll need an intern someday.
Yeah.
Jose, in CZR, what was your expectation of the move up, or were you just trailing it? I typically won't have an expectation per se in a day trade. You know, there'll be measured moves that you can kind of monitor based on the pattern. But most of the time I use like, you know, I look for reasons to sell a stock, essentially. So I have like a reasons to sell list. Part of it is I'm always scaling out, and then, you know, I'm waiting for either the trend to break down or, you know, some other signal to tell me to get out of the play. How to sleep at night if you need energy, wake up early for trading. Yeah, I'm a light sleeper in general, so, you know, it depends on the person. I take naps during the day. You know, I usually take a nap at like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Sometimes I take a nap during lunch, you know, 20, 30 minutes. I find if I take a 20, 30-minute nap during the day, I need about 2 hours less sleep at night. So, you know, you can go from 8 hours to, say, 6 hours. Manuel, what type of trading platform do you recommend? So for us, it's like it's not necessarily, I mean, the trading platform doesn't necessarily matter per se. The key is, can you make money? You know, do you have the skills to make money? And then everything else plays out, you know, in the end. But we have our own hedge fund, so that's called Click Fund, where our students trade. And that's probably, for the retail trader, you know, the best way to really, you know, juice up your returns, because, you know, we've made professional and proprietary tools for the average person that you would have to go to like a professional hedge fund to get. And now you can, as a regular person, you can, you know, trade inside there. I'll put a link for you. Dun, 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 dun. Saki Bomb, do you play earnings winners or also earnings losers? I short 50% of the time, so I play just as many earnings bombs as I do earnings winners. Hey Jose, I usually am in like 2 or 3 stocks. But majority of the day, I would probably just have 1. But I'll go up to 2 or 3. I actually find I did a scan through my results, and we found out that anytime I have more than 3 stocks, I almost always lose. I lose track of everything. I'm like crazy ADD because I got a business to run and a chat room to run and a hedge fund to manage, and you have so many things going on. You have 4 or 5 stocks. I mean, how can you manage it all and really focus? I'm at my best when I'm at 2 or 3 stocks. Mr. Gwynn, any hot chicks in Costa Rica? There have been some chicks, and they're at different levels of hotness, let's just say. There have been some that are not so hot and some that are hot. Roberto, typically, he's the one that will dive deeper into the dark side. How much capital do you recommend to trade with? Justin, it would depend on your strategy and your skill level. So typically, really the more skills you have, the less capital you would need to make, income. Where if your skills are lacking, just to move the needle, you tend to have a bigger account. Has anybody else had issues with Options House eating away at the profits of penny stocks? Manuel, Options House is a deep discount broker, but that's probably not a place where you're going to get the best trading platform and the best stuff. Eric C., do you rely on profit stops to exit, or do you let winners run? I try to let winners run, but at times, you just sell early. How I ended up in Florida. So Chuck, how I ended up in Florida is Mary Beth is my business partner, my best friend. She lives in Mississippi. And so I was sitting at home in Michigan one winter, and I was just miserable. I always get really depressed during the wintertime, like when the winter first comes. I lived in Michigan 30 years, and still every November I would just get like a seasonal mood funk. I mean, I was like just god-awful person to be around. I wouldn't be a god-awful person to be around because I wouldn't go around anybody. I would go in hiding for about 6 weeks where I wouldn't even leave my room. I just work and trade, and my mom would like bring food and leave it by like my door. Like even she wouldn't come in. So Mary Beth was like, oh, there's this cute little town in Florida. I live in Destin. She's like, you'll love it. It's like a really small town. And it's like kind of everybody knows each other. And so I went down there, and I loved it. So I went down twice, and then the second time, the rent in the summer just gets so high. I was renting a place for like a couple $1,000 a month. All of a sudden, they wanted a couple $1,000 a week for the summer season. And so at that point, I was like, well, how much could it possibly buy this place? And they're like, blah, blah, blah. And so I just ended up buying it instead, and I didn't leave. Abbas, how many people in your respective chat rooms at 10 a.m.? We have the same size chat rooms, I think. I'll have like 150, 100 people, laying around in the morning. I think Cameron's probably pretty similar. Hey, Daryl. Daryl's question is, you teach dozens of setups in your boot camp. Correct. I do trade a lot of setups. Are there any that you recommend learning first as a new trader, or does it depend on the person? It's going to depend on your personality. There's going to be some setups that just make you really nervous, and those you're probably not going to be that good at. And there's going to be some that just speak to you right away, and you're going to be good at those. Every trader is a little bit different. FT, I've traded at prop firms before. It just depend on you know, which one you're joining and stuff like that. You know, there's good ones and bad ones. FT, and if you need some help or you want to run some ideas, just send me an email, Canal, KUNAL @BULLSON.WS, and you know, I'll walk you through it. I've been around most of them. Is Cabo, Costa Rica, better than Cabo? Cabo is like the armpit of South America. There's nothing good that comes out of Cabo. The town is dirty. I mean, I don't like Cabo San Lucas. I probably won't ever go back again. Costa Rica is like freaking Jurassic Park. Like, you know, it literally is like Jurassic Park. Like it's nice. Like it's when we were in Santa Teresa, it's like there's one dirt road. It's just everybody walks everywhere. People take ATVs to the bar. Like, you know, it's Jurassic Park. Ryan, what trading platform or strategy do you recommend for a new trader with $1,000 account? Ryan, if you have $1,000, I actually recommend not to trade. And I'll tell you why. Trading platforms cost money. The commissions cost money. With $1,000, by the time you actually get up and running, you're going to lose like $300, $400 in just fees and commissions right off the bat. Your margin of error will be really small. What I would recommend is you take the $1,000 and try to save $20 a week or $50 a week, something small that won't, you know, ruin your bills and stuff like that. And read and study, come into webinars, take classes, do whatever, build up your skill set, but then also build up your bankroll and use the simulator. You know, if you have $1,000, go on a trading simulator and sit there and practice there so that you know when you have a few $1,000, you're gonna make some money. Or you know how to make money. $1,000, 99.99999% you're gonna lose. And by the way, it's a lot easier to lose than you'd imagine. Nobody goes in with the mindset they're gonna lose, right? It just happens. I had so we used to refer customers to a prop for many of moons ago, where we would just, you know, it was just a referral basis. People say, "Hey, I need a place to trade." We'd refer them over. I saw in 1 year 37 people blow up their accounts first day. Freaking 1 day. Come on. 37 people. So very easy to lose money. So you educate, practice, and you know, have the long-term view or the long-term road on this. Does it ever make sense to use options? Mr. Gib P is asking. It does make sense to use options if you have the skills to trade them. I'm not a good options trader, so it doesn't work for me. You need to have an exact methodology to trade it. How many stocks should a rookie trader be watching through the day? I mean, it depends on how smart you are, Andrew. You know, smart people can watch really, I mean, your brains doesn't have really a bearing on whether you're going to be a successful trader or not. But your brain power will have an impact on how many stocks you can watch, how fast you can process information. You know, the smarter you are, the more you can watch. And then also how comfortable you are with them. And the other thing is, are you watching even the right stocks? See, if you're always watching the right stocks, then you may only need to watch 4 or 5. But if you're one of those guys, you can't pick out the right stocks, and you may need to watch a few more. Mark Martini, do you ever use stock options to leverage more money? I don't. Hey, Clint. Hey, Cliff, how you doing, sir? Cliff's question is, what's your take on the low oil price and the associated stocks, oil transportation? Cliff, oil's low, but these things can get extended to the downside a lot deeper than you think sometimes. I would say that there are a lot of oil stocks like GDP, EXXI. They're showing bottoming patterns. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a bottom in, but they are starting to show some bottoming patterns in them. Michael, you know, we teach swing trading. You know, everything we do is based off daily charts. So, you know, swings, day trading. It's all the same stuff because it's all based on the same methodology. Hey, Mike, and by the way, good to see you. That's my friend from home. Cliff, your take on pump and dumps. I don't really have any opinion on them. If we see stocks get really extended, I do short them from time to time, but I don't particularly play them to the long side ever. Samir says, how much cushion you keep when the stock is going against you? So, Samir, I would say when a stock is going against you, you want to have your stop losses under the nearest support level based on the particular time frame you're trading in. So stocks have to go under support. It's not about cushion. The stop loss has to be in the right spot. It has to be in a spot that makes sense where demand will flow in and hold the stock up so that you have support actually act as support. And that's where you want to make sure that your stop losses are. What would you say are the most common daily setups that you teach in the boot camp? Probably in boot camp, the most common setups are like in bull markets, you're going to see flat top breakouts and flag patterns most of the time. In distribution markets and like kind of more rundown markets or markets that are coming out of rundowns, like in an accumulation phase, you'll see a lot more base breakouts and you won't see as many flat top breakouts. Hey, Chuck, that's a great question. Chuck said, you make more money trading or from your website? So, Chuck, I run a multi-million-dollar a year business. For years, I always made more money trading than the website. These days, our business is doing millions of dollars in revenue with our hedge fund and stuff like that. But I don't take it all out. I've got employees and stuff like that. So the salary I give myself from Bulls on Wall Street is $11,000 a month. So my business is worth millions, but I'm not taking it out. It all gets reinvested back into the business. So technically, my business makes more money than my trading, but I don't actually take any of that money out. It gets reinvested back into the business, new products, right? New softwares, things of that nature. But I do pay myself $11,000 a month salary from Bulls on Wall Street for teaching the classes and all of that fun stuff. Cameron, somebody wants to know how many stocks are you typically in at once?
You really, I can't even answer that. It just really depends on when their plays are available. Sometimes I'll have 5 or 6 certain swings. Lately, I've been cashed in every day, so it really just depends on the day. Sometimes I'll just have one play in the morning and that's it. I make a couple grand and I walk away. So there's not any way I can really answer that question.
Damn, he just gave you the freaking Switzerland answer. He just basically said no comments.
Pretty much.
Little chance. I want to sign up for the boot camp. I'm afraid I've known everything already. Little chance. If you know everything already, then you will be making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. If you're not hitting your goals or making the money, then you don't know everything you need to learn. So boot camp is structured in a very specific way. First 4 weeks is coursework, four nights a week. Classes from 8 to 10. Okay, you get quizzes, homework every week. We're nailing down the actual coursework. Okay. After that, we work on our business plans. We start defining what kind of traders we're going to be: swing trader, day trader, momentum trader, scalper, whatever it might be. We start developing your business plans, and I go over them. And from that moment, we transition you onto a simulator. We make you a password to our chat room, and also into we'll be having Bull's Vision. So Bull's Vision is essentially while you guys are simulating and things like that, we have a product where you will be able to look right inside my desktop. So you will be able to see my screens. And so you see how I move around on stocks and things like that. And so the second month, you're doing that. And also during that time, at the end of the trading day, and this is really the secret sauce on learning, is we review all my trades that I did that day. Like, Why did I take this trade? Why did I take that trade? Why did I buy this many shares? We were reverse engineer my trades and what I actually did. The good and the bad, right? There's no hiding from the trades because everybody saw them. Why'd you take that trade? Because I screwed up, right? And we talk about ways to get around that and so on and so forth. And that's really, really important. You need to see the stuff in real time, and you need to talk about them after, like why things worked and why they didn't. And I think that's really, 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 really important. So, you know, that's our Bull's vision. You know, Bull's vision is our new product, and that'll allow people to look inside my desktop and stuff like that. Cameron's got a similar product called Fous TV. You know, Fous TV for me. And he goes on for like 25, 30 minutes every day. I'm just kidding. And, you know, you can see his screens and stuff too. So it's pretty, you know, it's pretty cool. But that's how you really learn. So little chance from there, what you're going to be doing is, you know, you're looking at my trades, you're looking at my setup, and you're going to be on the simulator, and you're going to be posting your trades and doing all of that type of stuff, right? And that's going to be huge because from there, you're going to start developing your strategy, and you're going to be working with the other students and stuff like that. And you're going to get ready to go live, essentially. You know, you're going to get ready to go live, you know, because now you've seen trading in real time. You've simulated, you've posted your trades. You know, you're talking about, you've done everything that you need to do to get ready. You know, you've built yourself up from the ground up. No shortcuts. We start everybody at the same spot in the same way. Kurt, do you have any screenshots or a demo of what we can expect with the new service you're rolling out? Kurt, email me. Let me, I'll put it in the offers page. Email me and I'll get you a video or something of it. And I'll just put it here too. And guys, we're running annual subscriptions on the Bull's Vision for $14.99. That gets you access to our chat room, into the screen sharing. That's an annual subscription. It's going to be $200 a month if you don't have the annual. And I think that's just going on for a couple days. I'll type in the URL for you guys. But it'll be pretty cool. You know, there's very few people besides me and Cameron that actually let you take a look at the freaking screen. Dun, 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 dun. Man, these bugs are just itching.
Yeah, my legs are on fire.
There's these freaking ants are everywhere. Oh, man. It is like, this cortisone stuff doesn't work. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Jerry, you know what? This has been my best trading year so far. And I've been averaging like 30, 35,000 a month. I've had a bunch of months where I did 50. I had a few that I did 20. Cameron's at about 150 grand of profits this year. But this is his prime season right now from this moment to January 1st. So he might be doubling that up very soon. The other thing is, I've been getting better every year. So I really just went full time, come 2009. And so my skills are exponentially still increasing. So that's been pretty cool. I have all the stuff on my website, or you can email me if you need, the sheets and stuff like that. But we're getting better too. That's the thing. I spend a lot of time reviewing my trades, studying, all that stuff, just like any student would. Jason, you could try Thinkorswim. They've got a simulator. How often are you doing just high probability trades versus letting it ride? I would say almost all my trades are high probability trades. Man, This is very itchy. Are you not itching, Robert?
Well, I must stink or something.
Gosh.
I got
They can deal with that. Yeah.
Hey, Justin, Justin's question is, do you always place a stop loss or do you use a mental stop loss? I typically use mental stop losses, but I'm pretty disciplined. I'll adhere to my actual stop losses 99.99% of the time. Most people have trouble doing that, so they've got to use physical stop losses. Kim, do you use physical or mental?
I'm pretty much 99% mental.
Cam, Pete wants to know, what do you think of RAD?
RAD. I don't like it. It's either, a lot of people ask me about stocks, and for me, my answer as always is it's either in a Fous 4 pattern or it's not. This is not a Fous 4 pattern that I'm interested in. And this stock, it doesn't move.
That's Rad is a crappy trader, by the way.
Yeah, it's right. It doesn't really move. I mean, it's good, kind of in a revival, something that I call a revival pattern, but it's not a, as I would say, it's not a clean.
It does not look like a pattern that I can see.
Yeah, I had no interest in that stuff.
If you only had two choices for websites and mobile apps, which two websites would you use? I don't use any mobile apps for trading. Do you, Kim?
Nope.
When you're trading, man, you got to be in front of the computer. Otherwise, you're going to lose money. I've lost a lot of money before trying to trade from my phone. Now, if you're a swing trader, it's easy to trade from your phone. Then you could use like Ameritrade or something like that. Man, so itchy. These ants are coming all over me now, too. Bum, 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 bum. Would you recommend trading on Sim before joining a prop firm? Yeah. John Hunter wants to know, Cam, do you miss bartending in Boise?
I definitely miss that. That's the best year of my life.
What's the best method for finding shares to short besides a good broker? Is there an up-to-date website? Yahoo Finance is outdated. Well, the best method for finding shares to short would be from your broker. There is no other way that I know. And if you have a good broker, you're almost always going to have the shorts you need. Alex says, how much money should a trader spend on software, computer, and monitor? For me, I try not to spend more than 5% of my profits on tools, toys, computers, all of that type of stuff. Especially in the beginning, the computers are not going to make you. I mean, they're not going to really do anything. So run a lean operation. You're going to need that cash. A solid laptop with a USB monitor or just a solid desktop with a couple monitors, you should be okay. Is the ClickFund platform compatible with smartphones? Daryl, I believe it is, but I will never let any of my traders ever use anything on a smartphone, so I would never enable it regardless. What is your take on Nathan Michaud, Investors Underground? He's a friend of mine. He's a badass trader, nice guy to boot. He's a pretty cool dude, man. I've known him for a long time. And he's one of the baddest boys in the game.
The boys in the game.
Tom, I haven't personally used Scott Trade before. $7 a trade is just too pricey for me. I believe that, I like trading on a per share basis because I'm always scaling in and out of stocks. And so rather than having a flat fee, I like the kind of per share model. Cliff, I don't have any take on VGGL. It had a one huge day run and it gave it back. That means it has to set up in a pattern now. I know.
Who does talking? Ants?
Yeah, I didn't like crawled on them everywhere. And ants chilling right here in front of me on my computer.
really after me, man. How do you explain what you do to? How do you explain what you do to? How do you explain what you do as a trader to friends and family? Everybody, I tell everybody I'm a trader. Being a trader is one of the coolest. It's the coolest job in the world. Like I love telling people. They don't look at me like I'm from Mars. They look at me like they're jealous. You know. I've never really had an issue with it. Plus, you know, everybody sees all the cool pictures of our travels on Facebook, so it's like they know what we do. But at first, my mom used to be really embarrassed about telling. She didn't know how to explain it that I was a trader. So like people would be like, you know, what's Canal doing? And she'd be like, he does business. Like, you know, she didn't know how to explain. She's like, you know, what's a day trader? My mom's straight from India, so she had like no clue, and she like literally took years before she told anybody I was a day trader. She still to this day was like, "Are you sure you want to get your MBA?" And it's like, "No, Mom, I think I'm gonna be okay." Like, okay, but your cousin has MBA. Maybe you want one. What are the requirements for shorting? Chris, you need a margin account. You know, you need cash in your account. You need to have it margin enabled. Gibbs says, Cam, if he flies out to San Diego, can he get a ride in the Maz?
Possibly.
He says possibly. Cliff, I've got a Mac and a PC. I use my Mac more for doing emails and Facebook and stuff. PC for trading.
Yes, I gotta send you your check.
Pete, there is market replay tools where you can simulate the market at night. You know, you could even rewind the market to 6 months ago. You know, you can replay any. You can replay anything. Alex, the brokerage I use is ClickFund. I put a link for the Bull Silver. We have our own hedge fund where me and my students trade. And, you know, that's where I trade.
My name is Kunal Desai. I'm the head trader at Bulls on Wall Street. I've been trading.
If you go on bullsonwallstreet.com /silver, you know, that's essentially where I trade. Jerry, you know, I don't have any opinion on SAPA, I don't actually follow any OTCs, so I don't know, you know, I don't understand that market. It's just not my specialty. Alex wants to know, do you like your Range Rover?
Me? Yeah, I love my Range Rover. I would definitely buy another one.
Why didn't you guys invite Sykes to Costa Rica? I haven't seen him in a few years. I don't have any relationship with them in terms of we'd be out traveling together. Nice guy. I mean, I met him before. I had no problems with him. Just you know, we're having a family trip over here. Justin, what is the difference in your ClickFund versus Prop Shop? So ClickFund is a big difference, and there is a huge difference that. Yeah, we provide education. We provide education. We educate everybody before they trade. We educate everybody before they trade. But the most important thing is we're actually giving our own capital to these students. So like I've got guys that trade 100. See, if you want to make big bucks, right, you're going to need at some point a bigger account. So, you know, I got people in ClickFund that I allocate hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital for, you know, a percentage of the profits. So like Mary Beth trades a $500,000 account, but she didn't put up a single dollar of it. You know, it's all my risk. And she gives me 30% of the profits. You know, we have some of the guys in there that trade bigger accounts, and, you know, they don't put up any of the cash. You know, at that point, I've educated them. I've taken a bet on them that they're going to make money. And then, you know, I manage them aggressively. And, you know, that's a huge difference. You know, in ClickFund, I don't add any overages on the commission. So the exact rate I get from the broker is the rate that I charge all the traders. I don't make any profit on commissions. That's not what the business is all about. There is no money. We don't mark them up like that. You know, we make money on the profit splits, providing technology, providing education, things like that. David, why don't you trade on the Mac? I just, frankly, it's just a pain, like, you know, adding in all the softwares into your computers. I mean, I got it on my other computer, so it's like, I just use this for the video. Anybody else got any questions? Man, these things are really getting me. I think the ants bite too, bro.
Yeah, I think they do, man.
So I got some new ones. There must be one master queen ant that's just after us. Anybody else got any questions? Hey, Eric, man, good to have you back. Dun, dun, dun. Well, folks, did y'all at least have some fun? Good, 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 good. All right, rock and roll, man. Anybody else got any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh, hold on. What is the average time a student to go from boot camp and trading in the hedge fund? It just depends. I've had some people doing 6 weeks. I've had some people take a year, you know, depending on just how fast they move and learn. I've had some people, you know, just breeze through it. Can you trade options in ClickFund? I don't believe we can trade options as of right now. We will have it enabled by the new year. I thought this stuff is supposed to help you stop itching.
It ain't doing its thing.
This stuff is bullshit. I think it's making me itch more. I got my whole leg just fucking layered in this stuff. Anybody else got a question for me? What are some fun things to do in Costa Rica? You gotta ride like the ATVs and stuff. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me find. Let me see. Let me see. We've been ATVing. Surfing is really fun. There's a lot of fun stuff. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Zip lining is super. They have zip lining by the volcanoes in Arenal, and the zip line, you're 400 feet in the air. It's really, really cool. Dun, 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 dun. Otherwise, it's just like, you know, it's super kind of rustic, and you just can't beat the scenery. This you know, like my favorite place. I mean, we've had some, you know, cool spots, and you just can't beat the scenery. Dun, 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 dun. What does it take to be affiliated with your hedge fund? Carlos, I mean, our students, they've got to finish business plan. They need like, you know, X amount of time on a simulator, usually 4 weeks. And then, they, you know, they've just got to pass their quizzes and stuff like that. Yes, Alex, I did trade at the university also. I was not good, but I traded. What trading platform do you recommend? Manuel, it depends on what you need. I mean, how much money are you going to put in? You know, if you have $100,000, you're going to trade at a different type of place than if you have $1,000. You know, it's totally, totally different. In terms of the software I use to trade, Aaron, I use TC2000 for my charting, and then we have our internal platform at ClickFund, which is our Bull Silver program, and it's called AppTrade. Hey, Max, you know, I would say, you know, in ClickFund, like we'll see like on any given day, 25–30% of the people will be profitable. Where like they have like a decent chunk of cash, and you know, a lot of them will be flat or just losing money on commissions, and then you're gonna have your losers. You think about trading is no matter how much education you get and mentorship you get, it's just like life. You know, in life, if you got 100 people, I mean, 10 of them are gonna be knuckleheads, 10 of them are gonna be lazy, 10 of them are just gonna quit. You know, there's out of 100 people you meet, right? Really, only a few of them are real winners. You know, that just go after things and they go get it. And trading is the same way. You know, you could have 100 students. I mean, I'll have, you know, I could sell 100 boot camps, and there might only be 60 people that actually show up on a day-to-day basis for class. You know, some people just buy it because they buy stuff online. They don't even, you know, show up. So it's always kind of a little bit dependent on how much work you really put into it. You know, in any given boot camp, if I have 50 or 60 students, maybe there'll be 10 that are like, you can see they're really, really committed. Then there'll be some other ones that just want to do part-time trading. And so, you know, they'll be having a little bit different focus. Mark, best advice for new prop trader. You know, I find, make sure you find some go-to setups that you can lean on every day. Some go-to setups that you can lean on every single day. You know, if you don't have something that's your own, it's going to be very hard to make some consistent money. Saki, what do you mean by what is canals? Cameron Fous 4 and Fous 4 times 2. What is canals? I just run a trading boot camp. My class is 60 days long. It's a live class. Cameron, Cameron Rising, I went last time. We have it scheduled, you know, this coming week. We got to get out and about and do stuff. Cameron, 9 days would be enough time to have some fun down there, but you'll never want to leave.
You don't want to stay there?
You should plan a trader retreat. You know, Eric, me and Cam have been talking about that, running like a summer camp type of boot camp trading thing, where we have some people come in and we really grind it out. The cost to train in the boot camp is $28.50, Albert. $28.50 is to join the class. And guys, so in my boot camp, once you buy a boot camp, you can retake it as many times as you want. You know, you're in the program. So, you know, a year from now, you say, hey man, I want to get back in class. Well, you're already back in class. You know, it's pretty cool. Jake, should I open with an account with $3,000 or continue to save? Jake, it depends on how good you are. You know, do you got the skills to make money or not? It doesn't really matter if you have 3,000 or 4,000. The real question is, do you have an edge right now? You know, can you go out and crush it? Samir, I'm a high school student. Would it be better to focus on doing better in high school or learning to trade? I would say you have your whole life to trade, Samir. Enjoy your high school, make some friends, learn as much as you can, fall in love, do some stupid shit, And, you know, trading will come to you. You got your whole life to trade. Go to college, you know, get the whole experience. What's your point? What's your take on Center Point Securities? They're good. They got good borrows. You know, I met the people, Scott, that runs it in Las Vegas recently. Really nice guy. You know, a solid option. What is the best way to handle taxes as a day trader? Get a good accountant. Philip, 5K is right for hedge fund, boot camp, the works. You know, some people, if they're going to use their own broker, they're not going to trade inside the hedge fund. And Albert, email me if you have any questions. You know, I'll get you, you know, whatever info you need. Man, fucking bugs. All right, folks, that's a wrap. It looks like all the questions are over. Thank you for joining me and putting up with me and Cam for the last couple hours. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your Sunday to make this thing happen. I will see everybody tomorrow for Breakfast with the Bulls. As you guys know, we do the morning show, Breakfast with the Bulls, every week. And, you know, hit me up, Canal at KUNAL at BULLSON.WS if you have any questions. If I missed one of your guys' questions, I did not do it on purpose. Sometimes they just come in so fast. So email me if I properly didn't address your question. All right, folks, thank you.